I don't even know how can I actually qualify you, bro.
Something like.
Because you kind of do like everything.
I try.
You know what I mean? And you're doing it the right way too. You know what I mean? And you're also like you're like a book, because we gotta read and then we discover more and more and more. You understand? So I learned a lot about you that I didn't know necessarily.
Okay. And
I was pretty like I was surprised and amazed by the stuff and your accomplishments. You feel me?
Appreciate it.
And I feel like you've been slept on a lot in this city.
Yeah.
Even though you got a lot of major mainstream exposure, I still feel like you're slept on. You're really like underrated in the city.
Best kept secret.
You feel me? But all that is about to change, because my man got bangers, man. They just heard 2 tracks.
Also because I'm on DMS, you know what I'm saying? Shit got to change now.
Man, I wasn't trying to mention that, man. If you want to talk about that, we could do that, you know what I mean? Montreal City, man. We got the homie in the building, man. I'm so happy to have this guy here. I've been following you for a long time. We got the man Wasiu in the building, man. Hey, how you doing, player?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, man.
It's my pleasure, man. Now, for those who don't know who you are, can you give him a brief summary of all your accomplishments, of everything you're doing? Talk to them, man.
Hey, man, listen, I can't really list all the accomplishment and stuff, but I've been doing this thing here for quite some time now, professionally, since 2015. Wasiu, I first came out with my breakout single, Physical, produced by K Tronada. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, since then I've been doing all kinds of shows. I've been touring a little bit with Apache. Shout out Apache. And yeah, man, I'm just doing this rap shit. I'm also on the social media, trying to do a little bit of content creating on the side a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But mostly that's it, man. It's me doing what I do.
Man said mostly that's it.
That's it. That's life. That's the artist life. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, my first thing I gotta ask you is this, man. You feel me? I like your empty-aliens concept.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because I fucks with Outkast a lot too.
Shout out Outkast, man.
So I know you got a little inspiration out of this. Now, what's your favorite Outkast song? Which song from Outkast made you be like, yo, man, I think they're the ones, man?
That's tough. The correct answer is there's too many to mention, but the first one that came to mind, I think it has to be one of my favorite 3K verses. First of all, we're not going to disrespect Big Boy, because everybody talks about 3K, but Big Boy is an elite rapper that 97% of rappers cannot fuck with.
He can hang easy.
But yeah, one of my favorite 3-stack verses is his verse on Rosa Parks. It's incredible. You listen to that, he just like, bruh, the way he's rapping on that joint, and you're like, yo, this guy's an alien. Like, not everybody could do this. Not more than 1 or 2 people in the world could do that. So that's the first one that came to mind. Rosa Parks. Yeah.
So
3K's verse on that is ridiculous.
So you would say 3K is your favorite rapper?
He's definitely in my top 5 or 10.
Okay.
I think he's probably one of the best rappers. He's not my favorite though. I just think he doesn't have enough. Yeah, no. He's just he's your favorite rapper's favorite rapper's favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? But he's definitely in my top 5 or 10. But no, it's not my favorite.
It's not your favorite. So who's your favorite? Let's say.
That's another. That's another. Like you heard me just now. Like my top 5 has like 15 rappers.
Okay.
But I'd have to say it's gotta be like Kanye, 50 Cent, and Jay-Z.
Okay.
All those mixed together. Mos Def.
All right.
Lauryn Hill, but like those first 3, it might just be Kanye overall.
So in terms of South, like Southern artists, it's really Outkast. That's it, cause
not that's it, but now I love Outkast.
In your top 5, top 10, let's say you only got Outkast as Southern artists. I guess.
Yeah. Okay,
pretty much.
Let me see who else. In my top 5, that's probably 3K.
Right. Top 5 so I'm saying, because the reason why I'm saying that too is even when I listen to your music, you know what I mean, it's not too much like a trap type of vibe that you're doing.
Yeah, I try to do a little bit of everything, but I try not to be boxed into one specific sound.
Okay.
You know, because growing up, it was mostly East Coast, New York type shit, and I was kind of like pigeonholed into, like, I was narrow minded in that sense, and then you know, once I met my manager and I started really listening to more different shits, and it was just like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You got, if you're an elite rapper, you should be able to rap to anything.
That's it.
So I started doing it. Now it's like, oh, you know what? Let me try a whole bunch of different shit to see what's cool.
Now, do you feel like rapping now is really important as it was before, or in terms of really knowing how to rap?
I mean, depends what you mean by important. To me, to the people who always valued bars, that's the first thing I listen to. You know, and I just learned that people listen to music differently. Most people, the first thing they listen to, like the masses, is like the beat. If the beat knocks, and then okay, if the melodies work along to it, then the tertiary thing is going to be the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? But some people could just stop at, okay, if the beat is good, and if it sounds good, it's cool. But for me, the first thing I listen to, okay, the words, and then how it's musically sounding, and then afterwards the rest. You know what I'm saying? But I think you don't necessarily need as many bars to be a rapper now. It doesn't necessarily mean you need to have like crazy bars, but I still think it's important. I still think, you know, whatever sticks with us is good writing. I think my views on bars evolved a little bit. It's not just about, okay, who has the craziest punchline, but who's saying some pertinent shit. You know what I'm saying? It could be some ignorant shit, but if you say some shit that's fly or that's funny, for me, like, whatever's gonna stay with me, whatever's a quotable, it's more interesting to me. That's why I fuck with Kanye West, because he's not the most lyrical rapper, but he used to say some shit that it's funny or that sticks with you, right? You know what I'm saying? Right. So, and
it doesn't have to be physical, metaphysical, ritual, as long as it's like, you know what I mean?
Some shit you're gonna remember, some shit you're gonna tell people, you're gonna write it in the text or something. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what. Oh, by the way, I think, just to go back to your first question, I'm gonna put Weezy in my top 7.
I'm saying, man, best rapper alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You said top 7, top 10. Yeah,
you gotta put Weezy in there, man. Straight up. Now check this out, man. Let me bring it back a little bit. You see, you briefly mentioned in your introduction, "Physical," a song that was produced by K Tronada. Yeah. You also have Tabula Rasa.
Yes, sir.
So this is major, man.
Yeah.
Like, no cap. If you think about it, bro, because K Tronada right now he's up. You feel me?
The biggest artist from Montreal.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And it's like, you got 2 records produced by him.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that now? Do you feel like it's something like, me personally, I would have maybe re-release those songs or some shit.
Hey, man,
I'm just saying, like, yo, I mean, bro, like, you feel me? Because the songs are actually banging, and now it's different. It's a different era. But yeah, everybody's up now.
Yeah. Also, he doesn't produce that type of stuff as much anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah. So re-releasing it, I would only do it if like he's remixing it or some shit like that. But no, I think it's cool. I think it's cool to be part of the wave. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I was fucking with K-Tro like back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I bought the beats for like $300.
That's crazy.
And now $300 is not getting you a K-Tro beat. I'm sorry, that's not happening. You know
so me, that's why I was thinking, like, I'm like, so if you got the beat for $300, even for artists that are listening and they're trying to know how this shit works, so the fact that you got the beat already, you can't just drop the new version of the song.
I mean, I can, but it just, a lot of times then you start talking about politics. You start talking about, okay, well, is this would he like this? Would he want to promote it? And also, it's like old shit. Like, somebody finds a verse from me from like 2013, and then I wouldn't love it for it to be released now. You know what I'm saying? But it all depends. It all depends on the relationship, like what your plans are with it. So if you technically, I could do whatever I want with it because it's mine, but I'm trying to do things in good taste. You know?
No, that's what's up. Because, you know what I mean? I've seen a lot of artists that are just recording fucking beats from YouTube and putting it even on Spotify and making money from not trying to. They actually gain little revenue from it, but it's not your actual beat, bro.
Yeah.
It's like you just took the beat and uploaded. So it's like people don't necessarily know how these things work when you actually buy the beat in Montreal, especially. You know what I mean? Because I hear a lot of purchase your beat now, like stuff like that. Like,
you're taking it from
you feel me? We hear that a lot in the instrumental, and it makes no sense. If you're an artist, you're supposed to actually know how to own a beat, at least buy a lease or do something.
At least get the stems.
You feel me?
A lot of guys it's 2 tracks. Like, they got the spitting over the MP3 with the tags on.
That's it. But, now, my man, Vice. Let's talk about Vice.
Yep.
That's another thing that I actually respect is you worked a lot with mainstream medias. you did the Vice, and now you're with EC2.
Yeah, EC2.tv.
EC2.tv. So the funny thing is, Vice is more like an English media.
Yeah.
And EC2 is completely French.
Yeah.
So you really did the...
Well, we would, because honestly, it started off with Vice Quebec when it was still a thing.
Right.
So that's what me and my boy Lex, shout out Lex Garcia. He was approached to, maybe do something, and we're doing like capsules for Vice Quebec, and then all in the hopes of doing a show maybe down the line. So finally, it all worked out, and Vice was supposed to be, part of the show and getting it to work, the distributor. And then what happened is halfway through the filming of the first season of La Base, Vice Quebec was like, yeah, we're done. There's no more Vice Quebec. Like halfway through the shoot. So it was like, yo, so we have to scramble, try to figure it out. Radio Canada was involved in everything like that. And then the second season, it was just, we got a new, what's it called, production house. And then, they Impact, shout out Impact TV. And then they took over the realms and shit like that. But originally it was with Vice Quebec, and it was just kind of just vanished right in the middle of shooting. So that was weird. That was an interesting little moment.
It is weird. Yeah. Even myself, I'm like, you're actually right. They just disappeared out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
Because they just got reabsorbed into Vice Canada.
Okay.
Because I don't know, people always got problems with Quebec.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
And in terms of like you, how do you get to approach these people? Because a lot of people was asking me, I remember back in the day, how do you get those Vice interviews? Because they were covering the scene a lot. So like, how did it happen for you? Do you know people that was working for Vice? Did you submit your music? Like,
nah, for real. They approached my boy Lex for a show because he was like funny on Twitter, and then that's kind of how that worked. And then the thing about all these industry things is once you start getting into it, once you get a foot in, then like it's like a revolving door. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, yeah, I met a rapper, I met this person, and boom, and that's why like all the other things happen because of it. But once you get your first foot in, then it's like, yo, leave the door open and bring all your homies in because everybody's gonna pull doing shit. So basically that, like, they approached somebody knew somebody that would follow Lex on Twitter, and then that's how that shit got connected. And then Lex was like, they're like, yo, do you know anybody you got good chemistry with? And he's like, yo, my best friend, pull up, and then that's basically how it happened.
Shout out to Lex, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of Lex, now you have La Base,
yeah,
EC2 TV. So how different is it in terms of the approach when you do your little segments and stuff with Lex when you were with Vice and now with EC2? Is there like a lot of restrictions now that it's French? Meaning it's like, I don't know, you can't say that much words in English because it's French, or like stuff like that. What are the...
For sure, for working with Radio Canada, it was the biggest challenge was that they're very worried about their audience, and you know how the whole thing with the language, how it is here. It's like, okay, it's like to Quebec, you gotta speak French. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
And English is my first language, so French I learned with my cousins on secondhand. So that, and also the other issue was slang too in French. So we had to really navigate like a line, trying to understand like what's part of the culture, what things can be changed, and it wasn't a huge fight. Like, they were really understanding, and they took the time to listen to us. So there's some fights that or some disagreements that we had that some things we had to stick by, and then it all worked out because shit was good.
So, but you still have like
creative freedom.
Creative freedom. That's what I was gonna say.
For sure. Yeah, we got, especially after season 1, since season 1 did so well. Season 2, they're like, okay, y'all know what y'all doing, so they gave us a little bit more leeway. You know what I'm saying? That's
what's up, man. Shout out, man, because that's another big move, man. You know what I mean? Being able to gravitate from, you went from Vice, that's more like a web type of thing. Now you're moving into television. That's fucking lit, man. Shout out to you for that. The man is in the building. I told you, Wasiu in the goddamn building. Now my man, Fox Sports, man. I heard that song, I remember back in the day, man.
Yeah,
No Jumper track.
Yeah.
And I was like, the No Jumper.
Oh, the No Jumper, right.
Yeah.
Right.
The PK Subban too, I heard it, but the No Jumper, that's the one that I've seen, like the articles and stuff like that. Now, when you get in the studio, man, right? Give me what's your starter pack in order for you to create music.
My starter pack.
If you need 3 items, let's say.
If I need 3 items.
Even someone, let's say.
You asking if I got a muse?
I was just saying, maybe you need inspiration in the studio. You know.
Honestly, it depends on the record. It depends what I'm doing. I like to get in character. Like for my second album, MT Aliens 2, the first record on there is called Sunday Mornings, and for that one, the character in the song was like drunk and just going off. So I needed to have my Hennessy. I needed to get drunk to perform that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like a. In the acting world, there's like method actors that really got to get into the role and live that persona to be able to do their shit. That's me. Like, so if I got to be drunk on a record, I got to be drunk. If I got to be sad and crying about something, then I'm going to put myself in the zone and do it. So it all depends on the record, but my starter pack, I would say I need my phone, to be able to do some research or whatever I need. I need something.
Rhymezone.com.
What? Rhymezone. I got to get the rhymes. I used to do that when I was young. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes you need some rhymes. But what else? I need something in the background to distract me. Like if it's like sometimes when I'm recording on my crib, even I need like the TV just on in the background, but like on mute. Just like sometimes I can pick up on some shit and it give me a different mood, whatever. And then I don't like too many people in the studio with me, honestly. Yeah. I know some people like it with a whole bunch of their homies, a whole bunch of shorties or whatever, but I like to take the craft really seriously. So if it's not people I fuck with or I know like that, I'm not gonna be in my zone. I need to really be focused on my shit. You know what I'm saying?
And I see the reason I'm asking because I was like, man, this guy came out with a crazy concept for that No Jumper song. Like I was wondering, like, what's your inspiration when you're in the studio? I don't know if it's you talking with your boys about stuff and you're like, yo, you know what, man? Let me get in the booth and recreate what we're talking about right now.
It happens a lot. When my manager goes, he's like, oh, it would be funny if this, or we have a conversation. I'm like, oh, you know what? That's the song right there. So I like to not to be cliche, but I like to, life to be my inspiration, or it's like ghostwriter. So whatever happens in everyday life, and those are the things that people are gonna connect with more anyway. So it's like somebody says something interesting, and sometimes you see me pull out my phone and write something down, or take a voice note, or try to remember that, or be like, yo, that's a record right there. You know what I'm saying? Or that's a song. So yeah, that's.
And how you feel when you see like Fox Sports and all these medias covering your songs like that? Like,
I love it, man. I remember the biggest one for me. The biggest feeling was when the Cleveland Cavaliers, when LeBron was still there, they had used one of my songs, me and Apache. We had a record and they used it for the intro for the playoffs. Yeah. And then that shit, because I didn't even know it was coming. So I just got the notification, like, the Cleveland Cavaliers mentioned you. I was like, the fuck? And I looked at it, I'm like, oh shit, that's crazy. So yeah, I still feel good about that type of shit. It still feels like an accomplishment because I'm nowhere near where I want to be yet. So I try to relish in any of those little moments and take advantage and understand, like, be in a moment, understand, like, yo, this is dope. You know what I'm saying?
And what made you go into the whole like EDM electronic music? Because I know you do a lot of collaboration with Apache. Yeah. You have another single that I've seen recently with the Black Tiger, Sex Machine. Yeah. And they're pretty huge because I didn't know about them, to be honest. Like, I just didn't know because I'm not really following. Yeah. But damn, they're pretty. Shout out to them for everything they're doing.
Yeah. Well, Apache signed to a label called Cannabalin, and BTSM is also part of Cannabalin, but most of them are the owners of Cannabalin. Right. So they're like the owners of that label. I got into EDM, honestly, in 2016. One of my collaborators, Dear Lola, shout out Dear Lola, he was boys with Apache, and at the time Apache was looking for some rappers, some vocalists locally to be able to do something, but he wasn't able to find the right person. And Lola was like, yo, I work with a rapper, he's really nice, see if it works. So he put us together. I went to the studio, we did our thing. The first record was called The Landing, and it did really well, and that also kind of inspired him to do more of the orchestral, Mozart-inspired, classical shit. And then that shit really fit together with me too. So then on the second time around, he said he wants to do an EP called a Requiem EP. And
then, I remember that one.
Yeah, and then that's where Majesty was on. So I did that. He sent me the beat.
47 million streams.
Crazy. And then
crazy.
So he sent me the beat pack with just three beats, right? He's like, yo, pick whatever one you want. And then the first one was Majesty, and I'm like, I'm taking this. I didn't even listen to the rest. I'm like, this is the one. I'm taking this. So so I did it, and then a few years later, this shit went crazy. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically
video, man. My man got. I even posted about it, man.
On a horse?
Yeah, when you got bit, somebody bit the whole concept and shit. Yeah. I made a post about it, man.
Yeah,
like,
Harris.
You know what I mean? They're out here making the same goddamn concept on the horse.
They took the same
and
shit.
The red...
the color palette.
Same shit.
Adidas tracksuits, the whole thing.
Yeah, I remember that,
It was crazy.
How does that feel, though? You wake up in the morning, you're like, that's my shit.
I was like, yo, for me, I'm like, oh, shit. Because imitation is the biggest form of flattery. So I'm like, oh, shit, this is... It's fucked up, but I'm like, okay, they watching, you know what I'm saying? And Apache was like, nah, fuck that, we don't fuck with this shit. I'm like, yeah, let's go ride, let's ride with my homie. So
no, but it was flagrant, bro.
Yeah, flagrant. It's wild. Man. It was wild. But also, it's like the defense, like to come through and say, oh, I never did it, blah blah blah. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, if you gonna steal it, just be.
I was inspired. This is some shit. Don't be like,
just be like, bro, come on, you took the same shit
straight up.
The whole fucking flow, bar for bar, word for word. You know what I'm saying? Like,
crazy. Believe that. Now. Something that I've noticed too is a lot of times, like, people in Montreal, especially when you look at the scene, they don't like to give each other props and stuff like that. Like, it's like they listen to each other, but they don't necessarily give them their flowers. Let's put it like
crabs
that.
in the bucket mentality.
You feel me? Now recently, I would say maybe like last year, I think there was a cipher that came out. I don't know if you've seen it, the Montreality cipher with K-Bands, Nate Husser.
Slim was on it.
Zach Zoya, Slim, Kid Riz. Now, who went the hardest, man? Who went the hardest in that cipher, according to you? And if you was in the cipher and you had to pick 3 Montreal artists to be on it with you, who would it be?
That's a good, okay. Two questions. Who went the hardest? I'd have to re-listen to it. Who went the hardest from memory?
Like when you heard it the first time, nobody stood to you like, God damn, okay.
I think it was probably between Bands and Zach. If I have to, I only saw it when it came out, so I gotta watch it again. But I think between Bands and Zach.
Okay.
Shout out Bands, you know what I'm saying? That's my homie. And shout out everybody there too, Nate too, and everything. By the way, we got a 1-on-1 because on basketball he thinks he can beat me 1-on-1. He cannot.
Hey man, my man is a coach too. I see, huh?
Yeah, I used to. But and if I would do my own cipher.
You have to pick 3 artists.
It'd be tough, bro, because I don't think anybody could play with me, dog. Like, in the cypher, if we're doing ciphers, nobody wants to play with me. So I probably have to go by myself. I'd do 3 verses. I'd have to do 3 verses of myself because I don't think niggas want that smoke. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, anybody could pull up.
That's what's up. I like that. I like that, man. We here to rap, man, right?
I'm here to rap.
That's what we're doing. We're here to rap.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, Montreal scene in general, man. What you think about the scene in terms of, if you think about you when you came up with Physical, with K Tronada, and now that you're dropping all your new records and you have all your deals on TV and all that, if you look at the scene itself, do you feel like it's actually going somewhere? Do you feel like it's not, like, I wouldn't say not real, but more like we still have a lot of work to do and years, like we years back. Me personally, I feel like Montreal in terms of the whole industry, we're like years back, like
10 years. We're 10 years
10
back.
15 maybe, you feel me?
Like
Like
almost in everything we do, we're 10 years back. Even in basketball, we're like, I remember when I was coaching, when I was hooping here, and then I remember when I went, because my pops lives in Toronto, so when I would go to Toronto and hoop over there, like I was 14 15, I'm like, oh nah, this different here. It's not the same thing as in Montreal. Like 10 years back, same thing with music. It's like we don't have like a leading vocalist yet, really, to put the city on, and you know, our best artists are our producers. You know what I'm saying? But
that's a fact.
Even Katra, like, people outside of here don't even know him as a Montreal artist. They just know him as like a great, you know, hip hop producer. But like, and there's so many great artists out in the world right now, but they don't really make all the connection that they're all from Montreal.
So what, you think they're ashamed that they don't want to rap?
They're ashamed, but they're not vocalists. Most of them are not like the imposing vocal. Like if I was as big as them, it would speak. It's all through my music, all through my speech. It's like I am a talker.
So you never thought of doing a song with Apache? Y'all both from Montreal. Y'all got good chemistry. That should never bring, like, maybe we should do something. I don't know.
But sometimes you don't want to force it either. It's just about, you know, once shit's gonna. Actually, by the way, Apache's from Belgium. Like he lives here now. Yeah, but he's from Belgium. Right. But you never want to force the issue and shit like that. But it's just that the scene needs more talent, and the more the more a scene gets talent, the more it's going to be bubbling and buzzing, and then it's going to build the infrastructure necessary for the scene to really get somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So I think we're definitely stepping in the right direction. We're just a little bit back. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, I'm not gonna call people out, but like there's a lot of things that aren't that good that get recognized or that get pushed.
Drop names.
But the thing is, because of that though,
Yeah.
because of that, it makes it so the scene isn't taken seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're not highlighting the people who are actually doing dope shit, actually doing the creative and innovative shit. When you just highlight everybody or people who aren't good, or even if you're excluding people who are doing dope shit because of like other politics, because that's a problem in Montreal too. It's friends of friends of friends, and if you're not feel cool with this person or that person, then you don't get put onto whatever it is. So it's like then you start getting into you're not pushing the correct talent out, so then you're never gonna build the city as a.
Well, you see, that's hard to say. You're not pushing the right talent, because I'll give you an example. Like, bro, first time I heard Young Thug, nah, man, don't play me no Young Thug. Like,
right?
Nah, I don't fuck with that. Like, I couldn't listen to Young Thug at all. Now I'm like, ski. I'm not here like jamming and shit.
Hard,
like, you
though,
feel me? No, but I'm just saying, I grew. Like, it grew on me a lot.
But because you're older, right? How old are you?
I'm 35.
Exactly. So we have to adjust our ears to the new sound. But Young Thug still had talent, though. To me, I think he's always dope. But that's you adjusting to the new sound.
Not really, because
But some niggas is trash.
even like I give you an example. Like when Chief Keef came out, I loved it from the start. Like straight up, that was straight up new drill type of music.
Right.
Like I fucked with it at 100. But I don't know, Young Thug. There was something that I don't know. I had a problem listening to Young Thug. But then he grew on me a lot. You feel me? So I'm like, imagine in Montreal artists that like me, the main source we promote. Some people might be like, yo, he's whack. What you mean, bro? Maybe in 10 years or in 5 years, he's gonna switch up his style or whatever the case is. He's gonna evolve as an artist, and you're gonna fuck with it later. So that's why for me, it's hard to be like, yo, that's whack. You can't. You ain't gonna do it now. I'm not gonna play this. So I like to really give everybody a chance. Now, for sure, we still know who's.
But that's
actually
the thing.
good.
But you don't exclude anybody who's tough, who's nice either. You know what I'm saying?
Of course not.
But there's publications that do that. Like, it's all about politics and like, okay, now we only gonna do this type of shit or whatever, blah blah blah. So that's, at least I give y'all props for that.
No, I have to put out the talent, bro, because at the end of the day, the main source we're trying to be, I mean, we are a representation of Montreal, straight up.
100%.
So if someone goes on the page, for sure, I want them to see that, bro, we got rappers for real that knows how to rap. Like, look, slide. Oh shit, okay. And I get that a lot. People like, these from Montreal? Yeah, they're all from Montreal. You feel me?
Exactly.
So for sure, we got to focus on and emphasize on the people that are actually.
But it's not even. I'm not even trying to blame the media. I think the biggest issue is the talent. We have to be better. Like, if everybody's better, then the media is gonna promote better shit. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we have to be better as an artistic pool.
You heard it from the man, yo. Go back in the booth, man. Make sure your shit's ready. Make sure your shit is hot before you drop it, man.
Yeah, edit you, bro.
We ain't trying to hear it, man.
Edit your shit, bro. It's okay to go back and fix some records.
Straight up.
Like,
straight up.
A lot of people just putting out trash.
Because they in a rush just to drop some shit soon, you feel me?
Take your time with it, bro.
That's what I'm talking about. My man Wasiu in the building, Montreal. You know what it is. Now, my man, before I let you go, man, I want you to let Montreal know exactly what's coming up for my man Wasiu on a short term in terms of the music. But before you tell me that, I want to know, like, how do you balance the two, man? Because you got success when it comes to all the comedy thing, the TV thing, and you got the music thing going on too. And I'm sure you got two different type of fan base in terms of, like, your TikTok fan base don't. I'm sure some of them don't even know you make music.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Like, oh shit, I didn't even know you was making music.
And vice versa. Like, your music fans, they don't necessarily know you got all them TikToks and stuff like that. Me, I'm out here checking out my feed and I see all these when you live in Quebec type of thing, you know what I mean? I'm out here laughing. I'm like, yo, my man's actually funny, man. You feel me?
Appreciate
so, but it must be hard in order to balance everything and make sure you keep up with everybody. So how do you do it? And do you feel like you want to put the music in priority or the TV thing?
For me, the music is always the priority. It just takes a little more time to craft that the perfect way and shit like that. So I feel like everything else is just in the meantime, and it's just helping to get to the point where I drop the music, even if it's 5% of the people who who follow me or who watch me because of the comedy shit. Even if it's only 5% of them that come over to listen to the music, then that's a net gain. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the balance is fine. It's just as long as you got to stay busy. You know what I'm saying? 24 hours in a day. So,
but I mean, do you wake up and be like, okay, this week I'm only gonna do some comedy shit. This week I'm only gonna do music, or is it like whatever comes to you, just do it?
No, I think last year I was a lot more focused on like waking up and doing a TikTok. I gotta do a TikTok, and now I should pick it back up a little bit more too. But sometimes every day I try to write, especially like when I go to the gym and I go to the gym and I just I write a lot at the gym while I'm in the gym, like. You know, on
you're right at the damn.
On the treadmill or on the elliptical, like it's where I like to get some bars off and listen to music because I think it's perfect time to work on some shit. And then the thing is, as long as you're always thinking, you're always working. So let's say I'm just chilling, like on my way back home now, an idea for a skit could come up, I just write it down, and then the next morning I'll do it, and then that takes me like 30-40 minutes, and then I can work on some music for 2-3 hours, and you know what I'm saying, all that shit. So I kind of have a good balance of it, just got to make sure you allocate your time appropriately.
And do you think you're gonna use your TikTok more for your music? Because at the end of the day, TikTok, it's like a gateway.
Yeah,
especially for
I got some ideas coming.
Because I feel like you don't really promote your music on TikTok. You really focus more on the on the comedy and stuff like that. So
I'm focusing
you do it
on
on purpose. I feel
I'm focusing on curating that audience first, and then I'm gonna start trickling down and introducing the music, and then I got some big plans coming up soon. So
that's what I'm saying, man. Let the city know, man. What can we know? What's coming up for my man Wasiu in the near future, man?
So I'm working on an album. It's going to be album of the year. It's gonna be crazy. It's called Candyland. It should be coming out. I'm not gonna get married to a day yet, but before the summer ends, it should be out there. And once that drops, it's gonna change the game for sure. I'm telling you.
Talking about, man. The man Wasiu in the goddamn building, Montreal. You know what it is. Make sure you follow him. How can they follow you, my man?
Afro Wasiu. That's AFRO. Wasiu WASIU on all the socials. Every single one of them. Twitter, TikTok, all that shit.
Hey man, it's a pleasure to have you.
Appreciate it, man.
You already know this is your house. Whenever you got something, make
shout
sure you
out
pull
DMS,
up.
man. Yo, y'all always support.
Yes, sir.
From day one.
For sure.
One of my first interviews too is DMS. So I appreciate y'all, man, and I'll be here whenever.
Appreciate you, my man. Keep rocking, man. You're killing it, man. That's really dope, man. Hey, follow my man. Let's get it, Montreal. We'll be right